How's it going, internets? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation, time to get that imagination all revved up, get into some creativity, and it's time to get inspired. And today's inspiration comes from Eduard Visan. And if you're not familiar with his work, check right over here. He is a phenomenal, wonderful, amazing illustrator. I love his work. He's got such a almost like an Egon Schiele kind of style with his lines. He does this great thing, and I'm gonna start off with this one. First off, I love the composition and the color choices. I think that the striking, yellow and black reminds me of almost like a Kill Bill kind of a really visual pop in there. Great posing. It's got that sense of movement throughout. But what I really like about his work is his anatomy choices. He does these things with just basic anatomy where he breaks them up. Like right here, the chest is so squatty and short, and then these elongated long legs, and then this like dense head, and these longer arms. But it's really nice and well done, and it's not too broken of anatomy to feel like caricaturized. It's more like a stylistic world where you could imagine there's this world that all the characters look like this. And I'll show you another piece of his work. He does this thing here with this is, I believe, like a gorilla here, and he just messes with the anatomy just slightly. Or this one here, these longer legs and longer limbs, and then that shorter torso and the littler head. It still works and it's spot on with anatomy, but it's just pushed to a little bit different, where it still feels real, but feels almost like it's another world that all these characters live in, and not like they're too. I'm just gonna skip that one just because it's NSFW maybe. Again, great. I love this one because there's a real sketchiness to it. But yeah, he does these things where he just pushes the anatomy so much, but yet it doesn't feel too cartoonish. It just feels like a hyper realism or an alternate realism in his work, and I just love it. I think it's phenomenal piece. It probably definitely could see myself falling into a style very similar to this. I feel like it hits a lot of the things that I appreciate about uniqueness in illustration, and I feel like you could look at 10 different artists, and you could probably have 3 or 4 that seem very similar, that it would be hard to remember what was different between this one and this one, and then you come across something like this, and this one you'd be able to pick out, maybe you wouldn't remember the name or whatever, but you definitely remember that particular style, and I think he does that amazingly. He doesn't seem to really pull from too many other people's style, but really tries to make it his own, But I wanted to share a quote with you guys. I'm gushing over his stuff because I just love it. I think it's great. I will throw a link in the description below. I think you guys should all go over there and give him some likes and some thumbs up or whatever it is, and at least check out his work and try to promote him as much as you can, because I think he's great, and I don't see enough people giving him the props that I think he deserves. But I wanted to share a quote with you guys that I found. This one was from Concept Art forums that he posted on it, and he was talking about his work, and he says, "We see things our way. If I saw them differently, I would have drawn them differently." And I think he was referring to, if my memory serves me correctly, someone was talking about his anatomy and how they thought it would be better this way or that way, and it wasn't necessarily broken. It was just what would be better to get the idea across. And I thought that was really interesting, and then this goes back to kind of talking about what I was talking about before, is he sees things in a unique way, and they come out of him that way. And sometimes I get frustrated myself because when I'm doing my work, and this is more anecdotal kind of evidence of this that I can relate to, at least in my life, and maybe you guys can as well, that a lot of times I get frustrated in my own work because I feel like, it's not enough like this guy's work, or it's not enough like that guy's work, and it's not enough, it doesn't have the mastery of this person's or that person's. And sometimes I get lost in that, and I forget that, it's not my goal to be another, for some reason I have Wally Wood in my head, or another Harvey Kurtzman, or you know. But my goal is to be me and to try to be the best version that I can be, and I think that's what you guys should do as well, and not get disheartened that maybe your work doesn't look like someone else's, even if you admire their work and everything. But realize, you know, try and understand what it is that you like about that, and if you're unhappy with your own work, that's another thing too. But you should try and make work that's true to yourself, and be happy and excited about that. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into some animation. I'm starting to get rambly, so I usually know that's a good sign to flick over to start animating. And this is the Mall Bike rig. It's a free rig you can grab over at Creative Crash. And if it's your first time watching one of the videos here, you guys are awesome. You're amazing. I love you lots. You're super creative. Go out and create something today. But what we'll be doing for the rest of the video is we give ourselves 48 frames. It's 2 seconds of animation. I'll go off and I find a rig that I've never used before. It's a free resource for you guys to play around with as well. And we kind of just go from there. A little bit of talking through the process, or getting into some discussions on creative things, or things about the imagination, or any of that kind of stuff. But most of all, the goal of these videos is to hopefully encourage you guys and inspire you to go off and create something unique and wonderful and creative that's pushing you another step forward in your journey in whatever medium it is that you want to be successful at. So that being said, let's dive in. I figured this one would be fun, and I really like this. I did one a while ago that was a chair rig, and trying to get what kind of a walk would this chair have. And I always find these ones fun when we kind of do not really a character or an animal. We kind of do inanimate objects and try to put some personality in there, and because there's no real wrong way to do it, albeit there's you know, you want to understand your timing and your posing and the elements that make animation great. But there's not like, oh, well, that's not how a chair would walk, because no chairs walk. So you can just get weird and crazy and just have fun. And I feel like this should hopefully will be another one like that. So let's go ahead and play around here. So I was thinking for this one would be, we treat it kind of like an inchworm. So we could push it forward and then pull it back, push it forward and pull it back. So I thought that would be kind of fun. So let's see if we can come up with a little more exciting starting pose. So let's go ahead and rotate the wheel well a little here. There was one that we could do that with. Where is it? Do a little bit here and a little bit up here. Maybe, yeah, a little bit up there. There's just a lot of fun controllers on this one. I thought that it would be fun to go ahead and pull that up. Just try and make something a little more interesting than what we normally would have here to play around with. I'll go ahead and leave that right there, just so it's a little bit off kilter from what we normally would start off with this rig. Doesn't have to be crazy, but a little bit. And we'll start off a little bit stretched. Okay, so let's just go with that, and then let's start playing. So we set our frame range from 0 to 48. We're going to go ahead and save our file one more time, and we are using Autodesk Maya 2014 for today's video. For more information on Autodesk Maya, check out the link in the description below. Phenomenal company, love Autodesk, they're amazing. Go check them out. Now let's go ahead and set our first key here, and let's start playing. So I think we're going to go 6, and I might switch up the timing here, but this is what actually, let's go 8s. Go in here, and this one will go back a little bit so we can kind of get our squash here. And there is a little bit of lag with this, so I do apologize for that rig here. And then this one. And out. Bring it back here. So let's see. Okay, and then we'll go to the next one, and we'll just go a little bit back here. I'm going to push that one forward in. Might not be able to go too much of that in because we get that the bar pushing forward. I want to keep that. just about to go through. We might tweak that up, but that's what I'm thinking for now. And all of this is just kind of experimental. We'll see how it works and everything. But for now, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. We'll squash it up there. Actually, I think let me squash it up there, and then we go 32. This one will have pushed out here. Kind of look at that. Okay, I think we ought to clean that up. And I think I want to do, instead of doing 48 frames, let's go ahead and give ourselves an extra 16 frames here, so we can do one more loop for it. So that would be 56, 64, right? And just want to have a big one, so I'll go back a little bit, and then out a bunch, and this one I'll go in a little bit, and then forward a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to pause this real quick, just since we're getting a little bit of a low frame rate when we play it. I want to play blast it and just see how. Okay, I need to even it up a little bit more. There seems like there's some variety in it. I think the front's working okay. The back, I feel like we need to exaggerate a little bit more. But maybe it'll work if we just exaggerate the front. So let's smooth that out and get our distances so they're a little more even. And let's go ahead and see that. So let's get our window, animation editors, graph editor open, and let's do some bigger moves here. And a littler move. Bigger move here. Littler move. Bigger move. Okay, so you kind of want to imagine a straight line connecting all of these. So that may mean we want to go here. Little recoil, not a lot. So I'd imagine kind of an invisible line connecting all of those, and this one would probably go down a little more. Okay, so let's go ahead and see that now. Okay, and let's look at the back here. I think for this, we're just going to make sure that we push it as close as we can to intersecting air. And then a little bit more there. Push it in. And push it in. And bring it back a little bit. Okay. Delete that one. And drag a little bit back here. Okay. It's a little bit better. Finally kind of came up with the okay system here. Let's go ahead and pull that back here. Let's see. squish in and go out, squish in, go out, squish in, and go out, squish in, go out. Okay, so let's play Bless that, see how that works, and then we'll get into doing some more fun. Okay, I think the basic movement is working here. Might do a little less recoil on the back, or rev back here, but I think overall it's working okay, and we've just kind of got a little bit of a slow drag to that last portion. I feel like that works pretty well on the end. So I think I'm going to kind of keep it something like that, and let's start doing some fun animation here. So let's grab this guy, and let's just have this one go at 4, it'll go forward, a spin, and then at 12, it'll go back a spin, and then 20, go forward a spin, and 28, it'll go back a spin, 36, forward a spin, 44, back a spin, forward, back, and then forward again. Okay, now let's look at that, just so we have a little bit of like forward pedal and backward pedal. And let's kind of find a fairly good amount per move here, and a fairly even amount. It doesn't have to be exactly even. So I kind of just run through it, spin forward, and go back, spin forward, go back. Now, one thing I kind of want to do here is I want it to go okay, and let's see here over those handlebar controllers. There we go. Let's go at 6. We'll pull them back. And then 8 frames later will be what, 14. And we'll go the other way. And then 22. We'll go back. 30. Go the other way. 38. Back. 46. We'll go the other way. And let's see, what would be next? 54, go back, 62, we'll go the other way, and back a little bit. Okay, let's see how that looks. So it's going to be flips back, and flips forward, back, flips forward, back, flips forward. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then we'll go 8 here, and we'll go ahead and put that down, and then 16 here, we'll bring that up, at 24 we'll bring it down, 32 we'll bring it up, 40 bring it down, 48 bring it up, 56 bring it down, and 64 bring it up. Okay. Let's go ahead and save our file while we're working here. Do we have any rotate in the back? Do a little bit of this. We could probably do a little kick up here. And just a teeny weeny bit down, up, down, up, and down. This is probably too much even because I want to still keep it kind of on the ground, but I just want a little bit of movement here. And zero it out again. And let's see here. Yeah. Let's just do a teeny bit of this. Don't need a lot, but I want a little bit of movement there. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to play blast this and just see how things are looking. Okay, I think I'm going to delay the handlebars about 2, and I don't know about the the seat going up and down. That's kind of not working so much for me. And I feel like there's something that happens at the end where there's too much spin there. So let's see. Let's see why that feels like it's spinning too much there. Oh, because it's only 4 frames, right? Okay. So I want to find a good medium there. Go halfway, not the whole way. Okay, now I think I wanted to just almost get rid of that. I'll still leave a little bit in there, but it just wasn't really doing what I was thinking it might do. And then the handlebar thing, I wanted to delay that in 2 frames. So it's almost be at 10, I would think. Let's see. Yeah, that feels a little better. Yeah, let's look at the rotate Y. Let's see. Every 16 frames it can go the other way. Oop, not that one. Rotate Y. And then 32, it can go the other way. Just so there's a little twist here. And you go the other way. Okay. Okay, let's even that out a little bit more. Alright, let's play Blast This Guy again. Let's see how we're looking. Okay, feels like it's starting to work together. I'd like to see if I can kind of dip down the seat and actually get some up and down in the back end. That would feel good. But overall, I feel like that's working okay. And so let's see here. Is there an actual like translate Y that I could do? Yeah, I could do a little bit there. 10, 18 go up. And 26 go down. And 34 go up. I think I might need to go the other way here though. We'll see. Go up. Down. And 0 out again, right? We'll see. I think that's about right. We'll probably do less of it here. 2, we don't want to key that. Bring that up as well. Okay. Yeah, still not a good frame rate. Okay, let's play Blast It again. Okay, I think that's working a little better. Now let's see if we can get some tilt back in the seat here. We could actually get some rotate there so it'd swing. That would feel nice, and do it like a frame or 2 after whatever we just did the up and down on. Might add some a little bit more looseness there. So let's see. Do that on 2, so this should be on 4. We'd have it rotated up. And then on 12, we bring it down. 20, bring it up. 28, bring it down. 36, bring it up. Down, up. just do a little bit of this again. We don't need a lot. Keep that one. Bring it back down. Okay, so let's see. Okay, and now the next thing I want to do is do a little bit of spin on the wheel here if we can. So 8 would be rotate back, and 16 would be forward, and 24 would be back, 32 would be forward, back, forward, back, and forward. And I think I'm going to delay that one frame as well. Okay, so let's see how that kind of looks. We'll just kind of frame through here. So a little spin back, then swing forward, a little back, forward. I think we might exaggerate that a little bit more. Okay, and let's do the same on this one. Actually, it should always be rolling forward, this one, right? Rolling forward. And forward some more. Forward. Moving forward some more. Forward. And forward some more. Forward. And forward some more. Okay, and this one we want it to go. I think I have these going the wrong way here, so let's see. Okay, yeah. I was having them go in reverse for some reason on that front wheel. Good thing that I saw that going the other way. Okay, now let's go ahead and play bless this and let's see how we're looking. Alright, I think that's working pretty well. I want to kind of clean up the rotation on this back one. We've got a couple quick spins here and I kind of want to ease that up. And I think we could amp up a little bit more on the front wheel there too. Just a little bit more. So let's go ahead and save our file again. And let's see. Let's get that rotate X here. Kind of making a visible line throughout there. A little bit more. A little bit more. So just under there. A little bit more there. There. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the back wheel and try to do a little bit better on there. Okay. Let's go one frame later on this as well. Okay. just a little bit. Again, I don't need a lot of this. And let's make it fairly even, just a little bit, and let's invert it here. Because we want that down, because it's really going to be stretching on those other parts, so we want that furthest point to go there. Because I'm going to push it forward just a little bit more. And maybe we can push this forward one frame as well. So let's see. Okay, that feels pretty good. So let's go ahead and save that, and then we'll play blast one more time. Unless there's anything really funky that's sticking out, I think that'll probably work for today, so let's pause. Alright, it's feeling pretty close to where I want it to be. I think with this back wheel, though, kind of kills off a little too much, and I don't want it to really feel like it's not moving at any part, so I think I'm going to make that a constant, then just vary it a little bit. So let's get into our graph editor and play with that a little more. Close that up. Okay. Now we want to look at our rotate X. Like I said, I'm going to do a different approach here. I'm going to give it a little more overall. I'm going to flip it to a constant here. And then I'm just going to go every 8 frames. And keep that, delay it all one frame. Did I see that? Yeah. And then we'll grab every other one, and we'll just slow it a little bit. So that way we never really have that time where it doesn't have any movement there. And that's probably still a little too much, so let's scale it back a little bit more. And let's go ahead and play blast that one more time. Okay, I think that works. I can definitely keep playing around with this for another hour or so, but I think that idea is pretty fun. So let's take a look back at where we started. We're looking at the beautiful work of Eduard Visan, and he said, we see things our way. If I saw them differently, I would have drawn them differently. And I think that's a great way to look at things. Each person has their own unique style, so use that imagination, use that creativity, believe in yourself, use your own experiences and your own tastes, and try and learn all those fundamentals and everything that's important to build on for your foundation, and then just go and create your own worlds and businesses and environments and creatures and everything, music, whatever it is that you're interested in, sculpture, playing a piano, whatever it is. I'm just so full of all the different things you can do with your day, and it's so amazing. So don't try your very hardest to go off each and every day and create something new and original and amazing, and keep taking another step each and every day. Thanks again for all the likes and subscribes. You guys are amazing. I love you lots. I need to get back into putting out some more comments and checking out your guys' work more as well. Try to do some more of that this week. And like always, if you ever need an extra set of eyes or you want to promote something, definitely throw a link down in the comments below. I'm totally happy to give you some thumbs up or whatever it is that you guys are looking for. But I'm getting to that rambly stage, so that usually means it's time to wrap up. I love you guys lots. Thanks again. I hope that you're enjoying your end of 2015 and that you made some progress on those goals that you set out for this year. And I guess that'll do it for today. So we'll see you for some more animation tomorrow.